So just 4 days ago marked the 1-year anniversary of the release of Cyberpunk 2077, and on that occasion, I mean, perhaps not surprisingly, CD Projekt Red did nothing to mark that occasion, but I thought, you know what, let's take another look at the game. So I installed the game, got in my car, drove around a bit, giving the game another chance, not necessarily playing the content, but just taking a look at it. Maybe they fixed the AI, the traffic. It's unbelievable, okay? As you can see in the video running in the background, I mean, honestly, I was shocked. I thought these kind of basics, we're at patch 1.31 now of the game. There is no traffic. I was driving through an empty city. There are no pedestrians. There are no cars. It's an absolute mess. And then even you run around and then there's a police car or like some kind of police patrol or something, and you go around one corner and you come back and the police patrol is just gone. Then I tried to shoot at some pedestrians. The bullets didn't have any impact. I mean, it took a while, and then maybe they did have an impact, but then the pedestrians didn't even run away. They just all stood awkwardly in one... It was just a glitch fest, okay? And we are several patches into this game, and I actually felt, because I finished the game originally when it came out, and I felt like this experience that I just had with this game was even worse than when I played the game originally. I mean, even CD Projekt Red did nothing to mark the 1-year anniversary. I mean, they did do a little Steam post or something where they were like, hey, thanks for the support. It's 1 year now. But they didn't really do anything. They didn't release any big DLC or something. They did release like a few minor points, like a new jacket for V, and one new car is available, I think, and one other little thing. It's quite ironic, because when you start the game up after 1 year for me now, it says new content is available, and then you can click on new content and it shows you like 3 little things that are available. It's anyway, which is quite ironic, because if we look back at the roadmap that they originally promised, it says in 2021, actually marked here at least quite early in 2021, there was supposed to be some free DLC. And I don't know if they think that a new car and a new jacket, a new outfit is kind of ticking that box of new DLC coming out, but I would argue that this did not happen in 2021. Beyond that, analysts just reduced Cyberpunk 2077's sales prediction by 65%. Okay, that effectively means that Cyberpunk 2077 is now predicted to sell 65% less than was originally projected. Originally, those same analysts projected that the game would sell 30 million copies. It has currently sold 17.3 million copies, and 13.7 of those 17.3 million were sold on launch. Okay, so the big bulk of the sales of this game were made on launch, and then right after launch, the hype, for obvious reasons, had a very steep fall off, and they didn't sell that many copies after the initial launch period. That doesn't mean that CD Projekt Red doesn't have a lot of money, okay? It is projected or estimated that the game still made the company around $500 million in profits, so they definitely returned their investment in creating this game. And don't get me wrong, 17.3 million units sold is still an enormous number. For example, just to compare it, Ratchet & Clank, recently exclusive on PlayStation, sold 1.1 million copies, okay? Just so you have kind of a benchmark. I understand that Ratchet & Clank is an exclusive, doesn't come out of other platforms, blah, blah, blah. I understand that it's a different scenario, but that was also a big game, okay? There are a lot of PlayStation users out there, and that sold 1.1 million, while Cyberpunk sold 17.3 million, which again, is an enormous number and definitely made CD Projekt Red some significant money. Also keep in mind, and a lot of people seem to forget, that there's still no next-gen version, or current-gen, I should say, at this point, PS5 and Xbox Series version of this game. It's currently projected to come out in Q1 2022, so early 2022. Also, in another interview a while back, CD Projekt Red said that they are working on patch 1.4. Now it turns out they are skipping that 1.4 patch completely and aim to release a big patch, supposedly, in also Q1 2022, which will be 1.5. I think it's fair to assume that that 1.5 patch will either come just before or together with the release of the next-gen PS5 and Series X version. And I think in terms of sales numbers, it is also fair to predict that with the re-release of the game on the new consoles, they will definitely pass the 20 million sales figures number, okay? Because they're at 17.3 now. They're going to cross the 20 million units sold line easily when it comes out on next gen. However, I guess the question is, with all this, with not seeing any DLC coming out this year or any significant DLC, the question is, have they neglected the game? Okay, not only is there no DLC, there's also no big info on multiplayer, and I did a video separately on multiplayer. If you're interested in that, and go down to the description once you're done with this video, you can check out what's going on with the multiplayer. There's also no real info on what this new DLC is going to be, right? What is it, like a story DLC, or what characters, what is it all about? What are they working on? We don't really know. Are they going to fix the AI? You know, are they going to fix the issues that we've seen in the very beginning of this video? Where's the game at? They're just not communicating, which kind of seems to indicate that they have neglected the game. But then again, apparently they're working on the next gen version. Apparently they're working on this big 1.5 patch coming early this year. So I think at this point, it is a wait and see situation. We just have to wait and see what they're going to come out with early next year. How do they plan to hype up the game again for the new consoles and get people to actually buy it? Because I'm not sure, even if the game comes out on the new consoles, whether people are still interested in it. Because I feel it's really worn off its hype. You know, maybe they're doing a No Man's Sky on it and they're really turning it around with that big patch. Everything is fixed and the reviews are great for the Xbox Series X and PS5 version. Who knows? Maybe that can turn it around. But I just feel there's no hype for this game anymore. People are not excited about it because they know as well that even when you could play it, like I played it on PC, I enjoyed it quite a bit, but it did fall significantly behind my expectations as well. It was so hyped up and they sold it as such a big step up from previous single-player experiences that it just didn't live up to the hype and ultimately then turned out to be quite a disappointment for most people who played it. So would you be excited to play it now? Would you be playing it on the new consoles? And would you spend 60, 70 pounds, dollars, whatever it is, on that game now, if the premise is that it's fixed and works fairly well? Leave that down in the comments. I'm really genuinely curious to hear your thoughts on this because, I mean, I finished it, I get it, but I feel the hype has just gone away, and maybe it's the strategically smarter decision to just let it go and neglect it and work on the next Witcher game or whatever it is. Just forget it. And again, coming back to the beginning, CD Projekt Red did nothing to mark the 1-year anniversary, nothing of significance. So maybe that indicates a little bit as well where their head is at. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little update on Cyberpunk, guys. If you did, don't forget to smash the like button. You can also subscribe to the channel. The button is right down there. Hit the bell as well so you're not missing any future uploads on the channel. I would very much appreciate to see you on another video. Thanks for taking the time and hanging out with me. I appreciate you being here. Take care of yourselves, and I'm out. Bye.